Whereas the people of the town of Littleton over these past decades have made substantial investments in our community's health and sustainability, including recognizing and supporting the economic importance of the Ammonoosuc River, which runs right through our center. Therefore, the town of Littleton resolves that the new landfill proposed to be located in neighboring Dalton is not compatible with our vision for the protection of the Ammonoosuc River and its watershed, our shared groundwater, our shared roadways, our regional environment, or the tourism businesses we depend on for our economic future. We, the voters of the town of Littleton, hereby resolve to oppose New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services approval of any application for another commercial landfill to be built in the North Country. Thank you.
Okay. Questions? Comments? Anyone?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that statement, because it's in the town of the town.
Okay.
We can't vote on something in our town to do something that's going to be done in a different town. You can't do it. I'm not sure you get the right, written the right way.
One of the things that has come up is, I know you can only have so many committees, but to put together, again, another group, because Marky Seymour also contacted us and said that she would be willing to be a part of that. So if we could get a group together, that would, because trash isn't going to go away. And I think we have to come up with something that's going to be sustainable.
Well, we could look into more other places, such as in Success, or in Turnkey. And I'm sorry, but I'll argue that it has a huge effect on Littleton, in the sense that
I didn't say that.
I know that, but the wetlands permit that the DES has now wants 26 areas worked on because of the effect on the streams and the wetlands complex of the Alder Brook that then flows into the Ammonoosuc River. And our river walk gives us so much economic benefit to this town. So I'm sorry, but maybe legally it doesn't apply. But I think it does.
You can't vote on something that's going to be in a different town.
So would we have enough interest to form a North Country Solid Waste Landfill Committee?
I didn't say another town. I said approval of any application for another commercial landfill to be built in the North Country. I had nothing to do with Bethlehem or Dalton, but in the North Country.
Right.
So I beg to differ.
You know, just say like, when you're thinking about what you might want the mission to be, we as a town, as far as the power home transfer station, kind of gained this out as like, what is the additional cost going to be, or what's our solution if the transfer station closes? But maybe you could also just help us explore that further, or what are the long range options? What are we going to be looking at? And is there some kind of ideal participation for Littleton to play a role in that?
I also think your point of trash on my way is valid and a problem, but from what I'm familiar with, it's not even just going to be our trash, which, as a community member, I'm strictly opposed to.
Good, thank you. John?
If I may weigh in, I'm John Swan. I live in Dalton. I've been at the heart of this fight against this landfill for a year and a half, and I will just say that the town of Whitefield last year at its town meeting did vote for the town to oppose a non-binding warrant article to write to the governor to say that they were opposed as a town to the creation of a second landfill in the North Country on the Ammonoosuc River. And I think that's the heart of the matter here, because the Bethlehem landfill will be closing, whether it's sooner or later. 2026 is when they're scheduled to be done, but their current permit, which was approved in part because of some of what Mr. Dorsett said, these inflated, nonsensical numbers relative to costs, which don't make any sense. And I think the purpose of this committee should be to examine the alternatives for the town of Littleton relative to what happens to your waste. And you already have an existing transfer station. All you need to do is point the trucks from going to Bethlehem to Mount Carberry and Success, which is a municipal-owned landfill. It has plenty of capacity. Their current Phase 3A permit that has been submitted to DES, not approved yet, gives them more capacity out to 2041. And there's no reason why they can't accommodate North Country Waste. The town of Dalton made the switch last June, and they've already, in a head-to-head comparison with what they were spending at NCES because of lower tipping fees, have saved over $1,000 just in that 5-6 month period, head-to-head. So it's something that Littleton needs to look into. And, you know, I would love to have a conversation with you someday, Mr. Dorsett, about where these nonsensical numbers came from that you sent to New Hampshire DES and, in essence, stabbed Bethlehem in the back relative to the Stage 6 permit, because those numbers don't make any sense. Your infrastructure is already there. All the trucks have to do is go to Success, which is further. But I'd be curious, too, to find out what your tipping fees are, because Dalton was paying $97 a ton for demo, and it's only $57 at Mount Carberry and Success. So I think that's what the committee should be looking at.
Yeah, welcome that conversation. I would say that the numbers that we have are built on actual numbers that we experience, from everything from our biosolids contract to our trucking fees and anticipated tipping fees. So they're all based on the science or the math that we have for the letters. But I'd love to show you that.
I'd love to see it.
We've got some good insight and ways to shave it down.
So is it fair to say that we will, look at the mission?
Yeah, I don't know if we wanna wait till after, you know, if this petition article has been submitted, does it make sense to do that now or form it after town meeting? You know, cause that may very well, change the mission or, require the mission to be changed
Well, and just tonight, you're talking about a $2.4 million project for this beautiful building with a deck overlooking the Ammonoosuc River. That's the heart of your river district, and this will be the second landfill upstream of this river.
I'm not trying to argue that.
So,